The Arnold-Mackinac Island Ferry completes 9 round trips each day. Shepler's Ferry completes 18 round trips each day. Let D represent any given number of days. So I'm going to use two different colors, one for the Arnold-Mackinac Island Ferry, and we're going to go through and mark up our text. So I'm using orange for Arnold. It completes 9 round trips each day. And each is one of our operation words. It's in the multiplication and division boxes. So I'll mark both of those. I'm going to use blue for Shepler's. So Shepler's Ferry completes 18 round trips each day. Again, each is multiplication and division. And then D will be our variable. It's going to be the number of days. Write an algebraic expression to describe the Arnold-Mackinac Island Ferry total number of round trips after any given number of days. So we're writing an expression, which means we're not going to have an equal sign. And we need to be describing, we're working at Arnold, and we're looking for the total number of round trips. So if we go back and look up at the things we marked up in orange, we've got 9, multiplication or division, and days. So we know that D is now days. So it looks like we have 9 and then times or division D. So let's think about this with units for a second. If we're going to make 9 trips per day, so 9 trips per one day, that's where your division comes in. And to get rid of days, I'm going to have to multiply by however many days they're traveling. And then my answer will come out in trips. So day in the denominator and day, technically what would be in the numerator, are going to cancel each other out. So my answer is in trips. And if I go back and look at the question, it says I need the total number of trips. So that should work. So our expression would be 9D. So when we aren't putting any units in, this comes out to be 9 times days, 9D. When we're thinking about our units, it's 9 trips per day times however many days they're doing this. Okay, let's try the next one. Create an algebraic expression, again, no equal sign, to describe Shepler's total number of round trips after any given number of days. Okay, so that means this day is also D. So if we apply the logic from the last one, it's 18 round trips each day, so that should be 18 times days. So 18 times D, or 18D. And we can investigate further and look at our units. It is 18 trips per day times however many days they're doing this for. Day in the denominator, day in the numerator are going to cancel, and all the unit we have left is trips. So whatever comes out of 18D, the only unit on it will be trips, and we're trying to come up with a number of round trips, so that works fine. Okay. Write an algebraic expression to describe the combined, so we're going to be adding them together, the combined total number of round trips for Arnold-Mackinac Island Ferry and Shepler's Ferry after any given number of days. So the combined total number. So we know that 9D is the total number for Arnold, and we know 18D is the total number for Shepler's. So we should be able to add the total from Arnold, 9D, to the total from Shepler's, 18D. And because these are like terms, they have the same exact variable. We can add them together. So we'll add our coefficients. We'll add the 9 and the 18 and get 27D. So we knew that the 9D came out in trips. We knew that the 18D came out in trips. So unit-wise, we're just doing trips plus trips. So our final answer will come out in trips. After 5 days, how many round trips did both ferries complete together? So now that means that D is 5. So we'll be plugging 5 in. So 27 times 5. And that works out to be 135. So they complete 135 round trips. So we went through marking up our text. We wrote expressions. We checked with our units to make sure we were getting the right unit out of our work. And then we brought the two expressions together. So let's try another one. Mario and Luigi plan to buy a Nintendo Switch for $299. Nintendo Switch games cost $59.99 each. They plan to purchase one console. So let's go through and mark it up. And the Nintendo Switch is $299. A game is $59.99 each. So multiplication and division. So if we're not doing any units, we'll see it as just multiplication. We put our units in there, then we'll have a ratio or a fraction for that. And they're going to buy one console. So that means they're only going to get one Nintendo Switch. So they're only going to pay the $299 once. Write an algebraic expression to describe how much they will spend before sales tax based on purchasing the console and the number of games. So we know they're going to get one console. We don't know how many games they're buying, so that's going to be a variable. So let G equal number of games. And if you pick a different variable, that's fine. Just make sure you define it. And then we got to write our expression. So let's try it with just numbers and letters, and then we'll take a look and see if our units are working. So they're going to buy a console. So it's $299 and some games. So a game is $59.99 times however many games they're going to buy. So $299 plus $59.99 times G. So let's take a look at our units. This is $299 plus $59.99 per game times, and G is the games, so times however many games they buy. Game in the denominator, games in the numerator, they'll cancel. We're going to be left with dollars plus dollars, which we can add dollars together, so our answer will come out in dollars, and we're trying to represent how much they'll spend, so it makes sense that it should be in dollars. If they purchase one console and 3 games, so now we know G is 3, how much will they spend before sales tax? So we're just going to plug our 3 in for G. So $299 plus $59.99 times 3. And then we can type that into our calculator, and it comes out to be 478.97. And we already showed that this is in dollars, this comes out in dollars, and so our final answer will be in dollars. Mario and Luigi want to purchase some extra controllers for their friends. Each controller costs $29.99. Use an algebraic expression to describe how much they will spend in total before sales tax based on purchasing the console, the number of games, and the number of extra controllers. Okay, so they're only buying one console. We're not sure if they're going to get 3 games or not still in this scenario, so we'll keep using G for that. And we don't know how many controllers they're going to get, so let C equal number of controllers. And then we can write our expression. So they're going to spend $299 on the console, and it was $59.99 for each game, and $29.99 for each controller. So times however many controllers they get. What will the total cost before sales tax if Mario and Luigi purchase one console, 3 games, so G is 3, and 2 extra controllers, so C is 2. So we'll plug 3 in, and we'll plug 2 in. So $299 plus $59.99 times 3 plus $29.99 times 2. And you punch the whole thing into your calculator, and it comes out to be $538.95. And this is in dollars, and this is in dollars, and this was dollars per controller times however many controllers they got. So that comes out in dollars. So we got dollars plus dollars plus dollars. So our answer is in dollars. Okay. Suppose Micah and Crystal purchased 2 tickets to the Detroit Red Wings game. Tickets cost $35.50 each. And they're getting 2 tickets. So they're going to pay that twice. Water bottles inside the stadium cost $3.50 each. So water bottles, $3.50 each. And pretzels with cheese cost $5 each. So use an algebraic expression to describe how much they spend based on the number of tickets, water bottles, and pretzels they buy. Identify the parts of the expression by underlining the coefficients, circling the constants, and drawing a box around the variables. So we'll go through and write the expression, then we'll come back and do the underlining and circling. So we do not know the number of water bottles, so let B equal number of water bottles. We also do not know the number of pretzels with cheese, so P is going to be pretzels with cheese. But we do know they're getting 2 tickets, so we don't need a variable for that. Okay, so they got to buy the tickets, they got to buy some number of water bottles, and they got to buy some number of pretzels with cheese. So we're going to have 3 terms. So we're going to buy the tickets are $35.50 for each ticket, and they're getting 2 of those, plus $3.50 for each water bottle, so times B, plus $5 for each pretzel with cheese, so $5 times P. And let's take a quick look at our units and make sure this is working out for us. So the $35.50 was so many dollars per ticket. And we multiplied that by 2 tickets. So I have ticket in the denominator, ticket in the numerator. They're going to cancel, so this piece is in dollars. Plus, this was $3.50 for a water bottle. So that was dollars per water bottle times B is the number of water bottles, so times water bottles. Water bottle in the denominator, water bottle in the numerator will cancel. So I'm only left with dollars, so this piece is also in dollars. Plus, this was $5 for each pretzel with cheese, so that is dollars per pretzel times however many pretzels they got. So pretzels will cancel, and I'm left with dollars. This piece is also in dollars, so I'm adding dollars to dollars to dollars to get a final answer in dollars. So there's my expression. The second part said identify the parts of the expression by underlining the coefficient. So a coefficient is a number that is multiplied by a variable. This term does not have a variable, so no coefficient. Oh, variable. And it's multiplied by 350, so coefficient. Oh, another variable, and it's multiplied by 5, so coefficient. So my coefficients are the 350 and the 5. Circle the constants. Constants are terms that do not have variables. So this term had a variable. This term has a variable. This term has no variables, just numbers. So that's a constant. And then the last one says draw a box around the variables. Okay, well, B is a variable and T is a variable. Okay, Romeo brought home 10 pounds of rice to add, trigger word, to the 24 ounces of rice he had in the pantry. Let X represent the amount of rice Romeo uses over the next few days. Write an algebraic expression to describe the amount of rice remaining in Romeo's pantry. So our answer needs to be the amount of rice remaining. And remaining is a trigger word, so someplace we're going to have subtraction. All right, let's see what we have going on here. Romeo brought home 10 pounds of rice to add to the 24 ounces. So he had 24. He brought home 10 more. And then he's using some. And that should represent how much rice he has left. So let's take a look at our units. So the 24 is in ounces. And then we're adding 10 pounds. And then we're subtracting, I'm guessing he's probably not going to use pounds of rice at a time. So let's say that the X is in ounces. Even though pounds and ounces are both weights, we're running into a unit issue here because we can't actually add ounces and pounds together and then take away ounces. So it looks like we need to take our 10 pounds and convert it into ounces. So if we have pounds, we're going to have to multiply it by some conversion ratio that will take pounds and convert it into ounces. So I know if I need to get rid of pounds, that pounds will have to be in the denominator, which puts ounces in the numerator. And so when I do pounds times ounces per pound, these will cancel. My answer will come out in ounces. So I do know that there are 16 ounces in a pound. So if I have 10 pounds, and I'm going to multiply that by 16 ounces per pound. So pounds, ounces, pounds. I really end up with 10 times 16, which is 160. And now it's in ounces. So I'll be doing 24 ounces plus 160 ounces minus however many ounces he uses. Determine if there are any constraints on X. So constraints would mean like limitations, things that X could not be. Well, 24 plus 160 is 184. So if we simplify our expression, it's really 184 minus X. Well, if he only has 184 ounces of rice, then X cannot be bigger than 184 because he can't use more rice. than he has. So X cannot be greater than 184. Okay, last problem. Jose is going to have the exterior of his home painted. He will choose between Crystal Clean Painting and Elegance Home Painting. Crystal Clean Painting charges $175 to come out and evaluate the house, plus $7 for every additional 30 minutes of work. Elegance Home Painting charges $23 per hour of work. Let H represent the number of hours for which Jose hires a painter. Which of the following statements are true? Select all that apply. Okay, it looks like we got two places happening again, so we're going to go back to our colors. Crystal Clean Painting will be blue, and Elegance Home Painting will be orange. So Crystal Clean charges $175 to come out and evaluate the house. So just to show up, it's $175 plus $7 for every additional 30 minutes of work. So that's going to be 7 times however many groups of 30 minutes. Elegance Home Painting charges $23 per hour. H is going to be the number of hours. So if we try to write an expression for each, we've got Crystal Clean Painting, and they're going to charge $175 plus $7 for every 30 minutes. So that is $7 for every 30 minutes. And the other company is charging in hours, and H is hours, so we actually need to get our 30 minutes into hours. So we need to do a conversion. I need minutes to cancel because I need it to be in hours. So there are 60 minutes. So I got minutes in the numerator and over here, so they'll cancel in the denominator. 60 minutes is 1 hour. So these two things are equal to each other. That will get rid of my minutes. And then, let's see, I can cross reduce my 30 and my 60. If I divide 30 by 30, I'll get 1. If I divide 60 by 30, I'll get 2. So I've got 7 times 2, which is 14, over 1 hour. So it's $14 per hour. So 14H. And then we can do one for Elegance Home Painting. They are $23 per hour. So 23 times however many hours they're hired for. Okay, now using those expressions, you are going to select the statements that are true, and then get those checked by your teacher. Make sure you have work to support your answers.